wonderful people. It's always a pleasure to come your way with a lesson on the Speak English with Eric. We are so much glad that you continue to support us in all that we do here. So today we want to talk about something very exciting. And if I say exciting, I know what I'm talking about public speaking. The last time we made a video about phobias, we talked about glossophobia, which is the fear of public speaking. Do you fear to speak in public? Do you have fears, like things that really prevent you from taking up any public speaking activity? Today, we want to delve deeper into some of the fears that make people want to shy away from speaking in public, and then to talk about some of the ways that we can open up and to speak up, to accept any kind of public speaking challenge or activity or responsibility that you've been asked to do. So if you have tried and tried, but you are still not able to overcome those fears, this video right here is for you. If you also want to improve upon your public speaking literacies, this video is also meant for you. And then to everybody, to anybody at all who is advising or coaching anyone to be a public speaker, this video is meant for you as well. So don't go anywhere, stay. We'll be back with more explanations. So the first question that we need to ask ourselves is, what is public speaking? So anytime you've been asked to engage with the public regarding a conversation, a dialogue, a presentation, a speech, any kind of engagement between you and an audience, then we want to think about public speaking. So the audience could be just one person, it could be two people, it could be hundreds of people, it could be a room filled with so many people, right? That could constitute public speaking. And so most of the time when we have to do this kind of engagement, that is when all the fears in us spark up, right? For example, some fears are, I stammer, and so I cannot face the embarrassment. People are going to laugh at me, right? Others also say that I haven't done it before. I cannot do it. So maybe next time. And then we keep postponing and postponing and postponing. And there never comes a day that we think we are ever ready to have that kind of conversation. Others think that I'm agoraphobic. I fear crowds. I fear open spaces, and so I cannot do it. Some other people also talk about having stage fright, that they cannot stand the embarrassment of being nervous or tensed in front of people staring at them. Others do not like it when everyone's attention is drawn to them, and so it makes them shiver, it makes them sweat. Their voice become shrieking as if they are crying, and so they don't like to engage in any kind of public speaking. But the point is, all these are fears, and if we do not deal with our fears, they continue to haunt us and ruin all the opportunities that we could have had. I'm saying this and I'm passionate about this because I have been there before, and even though I'm not where I want to be, I would say that I've made some kind of progress. And that is why I am sharing with you all these tips and tricks to help you also overcome your own fears. And so let's get into the very first thing that we need to do. So the first thing that we always need to do to overcome our fear of public speaking is to build our confidence. By confidence, I mean that developing the will, the self-belief that I can do this. The opposite of confidence is I cannot do it. And if you have that kind of defeatist mentality towards anything that you do, you are never going to succeed. Therefore, it is important for you to have that confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself that you can do it. Sometimes when you are given the opportunity to do something in public, to speak in public, to engage in any public discourse, the irrational fear that comes up is you're not worthy to have that kind of conversation, or you're not the right person to do it. you don't deserve to be there. Sometimes that imposter syndrome drowns all our strength and our faith in us. And so it is important for you to build your own confidence. Confidence is not transferable. You cannot take somebody else's confidence and use it as your own. Of course, you can learn from others, but confidence is carved for oneself. So it is important for you to build your own self confidence. And there are so many ways to do this. The first one has to do with reading wide. And so if you know the kind of public speaking gigs or responsibilities that you are expected to do involves academic work or any kind of intellectual work, then you need to prepare. You need to read wide. You need to read, study to show thyself approved, right? So any kind of reading, any kind of engagement that would improve your mental, academic, psychological, whatever capacities, it is important for you to read wide. If you're widely read, it gives you some kind of confidence to know that I can face whatever argument that I'm expected to have, no matter who the opponent is or who I'm going to talk to. I have that confidence that at least I am packed up there, and so I don't fear any kind of intimidation. Another way to build your confidence also is to work on how you look. A part of the conversation, a part of the work of public speaking is how you look. And so if you dress shabbily to events that you are supposed to speak at, it kills your self-confidence, right? And so it's important for you to always dress smartly. It's not about dressing ostentatiously. There's a difference. So you need to know how to present yourself in very nice looking, just to look presentable, right? It's important for you to get some good perfume or cologne to smell nice. Once you smell good, you feel very confident about yourself, right? So that's some of the preparations that you need to uh, always have in order to overcome that kind of fear about public speaking. So the second thing that you need to do to avoid the fear or to overcome the fear of public speaking is to accept the first time challenge. So there are always the first times to everything, and sometimes because of the fear, we try to just reject all the first time opportunities. And so at a low stakes level, let's say you are in a church and you're asked to pray over an offertory, it could be the first time. Um, if you are in school and you are expected to give, to propose a vote of thanks to an event, it could be your first time, but because of the fear, you reject it. And so there could be multiple first times that we've actually not taken advantage of. But a part of dealing with our fear is accepting the first time challenge. And so accept it, plan towards it, and do it. You are going to make mistakes. Those are very normal because not everything is taught. There are some things which are learned through mistakes. And so accept the first time challenge. You are going to sweat profusely. You would wish you had magic to disappear, but you're not a magician, so you're going to be there. You need that kind of experience. If you are using a microphone, your hands are going to be more slippery than any other day, so you'll be shivering, you'll be shaking, your voice will be shrieking. You wish you could vanish, but it's not going to happen. Let me tell you why you need all this experience, right? Because there's always that need to break the ice from any kind of first time event or activity that you are doing. Let's decontextualize this. Let's situate our mind away from even public speaking. With any kind of first time thing that you get to do in life, there are always those butterflies and those kinds of emotions that run really wild because it's the first time. But after the first event, that's when you get used to it. And so you become used to that kind of practice, and so you wouldn't fear the fear to you wouldn't have the fear to do it one more time. That is why you need all the first time experiences. It's it might be terrible to the extent that you may vow never to do public speaking again, but that's not the way to go about it. Those fears should actually motivate you to work at things that didn't really go well during the first time. And so there will be multiple first time occasions at different situations. For example, if you are in church, you could have your first time there. If you are in a classroom where an instructor trying out different icebreakers may ask you to introduce yourself to the class, and it may be very difficult for you to open up and speak for the very first minute. But once you get on a roll, it happens. You are able to take control of it, and then you become used and conversant with that kind of environment, which is why you need to take advantage of the small opportunities. You may not be expecting to speak to a crowd of about 1,000 people for you to improve upon your public speaking. You need the smaller opportunities. And so, where the stakes are really low, for example, dealing with a one on one person, dealing with two people, uh, just your friends, just your family, when you're able to deal with those low stakes situations, it preps you up, it gives you that kind of motivation and experience to be able to experiment it on a bigger platform. So don't wait till you get the bigger opportunity before you try out to speak in public. You may fail, and that failure is going to be a big blast. But if you fail at a low stakes level, because the stakes are high, the embarrassment, the consequences are quite low. And so you're able to build that up gradually so that you have that literacy and that experience to be able to use it on the bigger stage. So I would say that fumble today, be laughed at, be embarrassed here, and become a master tomorrow when the stakes are really high and you have to operate on a very big platform or where the stakes are really high. So always accept the first time challenge. So the third tip that you need to overcome public speaking fears is to learn from the first time experience. So in our previous point, we talked about accepting the first time challenge. And so after you've accepted it and you've done what you had to do, there will be lessons from it. There are things that you would remember not to repeat because it didn't work the first time or it embarrassed you the first time. Things that you need to work on, things that you need to adjust, improve, maybe leave behind. And so those adjustments are very important for your progress as a person, as a public speaker, because experience shows us what we should be doing and what we should not be doing. And so if you never accept the first time challenge, you won't have that kind of hands-on experience to be able to work with in future explorations. That is why it is important for you to accept the first time challenge and then work at your mistakes, right? I've said earlier that mistakes are part of the learning process. Not everything is taught. And so sometimes you have to experience it. And sometimes experiential knowledge is more positive and impactful than what you've just been told or something that you've just read. Something you've experienced because you did it with your whole embodiment and your thoughts, your mind, everything. You remember it more than something that you didn't have any experience with. So a part of also learning from the first time experience is also keeping on with the practice. Practice makes perfect. If we compare someone who goes to the gym once in a month to someone who goes to the gym frequently, we can tell of the difference, right? And so if you keep accepting different challenges, different public speaking opportunities, it gives you that morale, that experience to be able to work better at it. other than just doing it once in a very long while. You become stale and you're not able to function properly as compared to someone who does it frequently. So always try to accept the different challenges that are thrown at you. It sharpens you, it makes you more ready, it prepares you for future opportunities. So it is always important for you to accept the challenges and then learn from the mistakes to improve. So, if today is the first time you are coming to our channel, we would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Speak English with Eric, and put us on post notification so that anytime we upload a video lesson, you'll be updated. So, the fourth tip to overcome your public speaking fear is to plan and prepare. Someone would say that it is not every public speaking encounter that you have the opportunity to prepare and plan. That's very true because there are some occasions where you are called just spontaneously to do something and you may not have the laxity of time to prepare. So what we need to bear in mind is part of being prepared is being confident, right? And so we talked earlier about building your confidence. If you are well prepared and very confident about yourself, you're almost ready for anything, right? And so as rangers, we talked about ready for anything. Part of being able to say you're ready for anything is being prepared, being well read, being conversant with how things are done, to learn as much as you can so that anytime you are called impromptu to do something, you are able to work something out just within a short moment and then you you work at it. And so if you have the luxury of time to also prepare, it is important for you to do much of the work so that when you get to the point where you are supposed to do the actual public speaking, you will be able to do it effortlessly. Now, sometimes the preparation time is way more than the actual time of the activity itself, right? So you think about how surgeries are done. You know, a surgery that takes for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour would be able, the people doing it will be able to do it because they've planned so many years to be able to do that, right? So the effort and time that we invest in our preparation sometimes is way more than the actual activity that we are going to do, but it is worth every second of it because it makes you well prepared, it makes you well informed, and when you're well informed, it gives you that confidence to be able to engage with any kind of audience at all. So preparation is key. Planning to Failing to plan is planning to fail, right? This holds true most of the time. So it is important for you to always prepare and plan if you have been given the responsibility to speak in public or to engage in any kind of public activity at all. There are so many of these tips that we could talk about. We could go on and on and on, but today we want to limit it to just five. So the fifth tip that you need to overcome your public speaking fear is to have a role model or a mentor, right? Someone whom you love to listen to, someone whom you really admire the way the person speaks. And so the question that you need to be asking yourself is, what kinds of qualities does this person possess? Right. And so if you really like somebody, the way the person presents news or broadcast news or speak in public or give a speech, what kinds of qualities does this person possess that make you admire them? Have you thought about putting yourself in the person's shoes? How does it feel? Do you just to leave it at admiration and not work towards it? It is important that if you really have someone that you are looking up to, just continue to work at it to get to the point where the person also operates. It's not about mimicking someone because I believe that We all have our unique identities, and so you could pick notes, pages from other people to add to your own, to develop your own unique strategy, so unique self, right? And so it's not about being a photocopy or being in the shadow of another person, but it's about you learning from the best to be able to do what you want to do. And so a part of it also boils down to the fact that if you know of somebody that you really like and it's possible to engage with a person, why not? It is important for you to get that hands-on coaching from a person that you really admire. If it is not possible to reach out to the person, you can always learn from afar. These days, we develop mentors and role models from afar. You don't necessarily have to be in close contact with a person before you're able to learn from them. And so these are some of the things that you need to know. Get you a role model who is ready to inspire you, who is ready to motivate you to do the things that you desire to do. Mind you, good speakers were once amateurs, people who didn't have that kind of experience. But through practice over the years, they become masters of their game. And so don't fret, don't be discouraged if at the beginning you are making mistakes and you feel you are never getting to that point. It takes time to build on such literacy. So don't be discouraged if things are not working well at the moment. I believe that with constant practice, you'll be able to overcome these fears. And so that's all that we've got for today. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two about how to overcome public speaking fears. And so we'll continue to have this conversation. If you have any questions, any concerns, put them in the comment section. We'll be glad to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, this is Speak English with Eric. If you haven't put us on post notification, please do so that anytime we upload a video lesson, you will be informed. So until we come your way with another lesson, take care of yourself. Bye bye.